Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa and this is a knitting podcast or crochet podcast or whatever rabbit hole I dive down for the week. Well, I say week. It's been over a month since I have videoed a podcast. This is episode 27. It's been long enough that I actually had to look up on YouTube what episode I was on because it's been so long. Yeah, a lot has happened in the past month and a lot of procrastination has happened. I will say that. I have a few finished objects, a few whips, and yeah, not a whole lot going on this episode. I probably will do more talking than I will showing stuff because I do have some news that I want to share. Right now, I will go ahead and do finished objects just because I am wearing one. I finished this, oh my gosh, how long has it been? We went to Nebraska maybe 4 weeks ago. And I finished it the week before we went to Nebraska. So this is a sweater that I knitted. I didn't follow any pattern. I actually made my own pattern for this. I did, is that 3/4 length when it goes to the elbows? Because right there's my elbow. But that's what I did. Perfect length for me because this is actually made out of worsted weight yarn, and so it is really warm, especially right now. I think we have hit spring weather. We're in the 50s and 60s, which is really good for here because we've been 30s or under for a while. When we went to Nebraska, I think it said the temperature was 12 degrees and the real feel was -4. And I'm like, can we just go back home? I don't like this weather anymore. Because at that point, when we had left home, we live in Donovan, Missouri. When we had left home, we didn't even have to have a jacket on. It was perfect weather. And we drove to Omaha, Nebraska, and spent the night and then came home the next day. And when we went up there, spent the night that next morning, the phone said that the real feel was -4, and I'm like, no thank you, let's go home. But I digress. This is made out of Red Heart Super Saver ombre, and where's the skein? This is the colorway. I cannot pronounce it. I hope that it is being seen on camera. There you go. I have to look over to see if it is on the screen. But I used Red Heart Ombre. This is a full skein. I had 3 skeins. And this is a full skein, and I had a partial of another, which I've got another project started with. So this sweater took me 1.5 skeins to do. Yeah, 1.5 skeins to do. And I got the right length sleeves for me. I think I knitted this on a size 9. I have it in my notes, but I'm pretty sure this is a size 9. I did not do any short row shaping. I just did regular. It doesn't choke me. That's one of the reasons why they do short row shaping, German short rows, whatever, is because it will feel like it chokes you. So it gives it a little bit more extra fabric up front when you do short rows in the back to help everything sit right, especially in women's garments. I know they do it in men's and kids too, but especially in women's, they will add short row shaping in the back to help with the front because of the bust and everything for the garment to lay right. And there is my belly button. And you see how far it comes down past my belly button. It is more cropped than what I am used to in my sweaters, just because I'm used to big and baggy, because I like big and baggy clothes. But I really, really enjoy this sweater. I just take and pair it with either my blue jean skirt, or I pair it with, like you've seen, my lacy black skirt. It's a long lacy black skirt, and I just pair it with it. I actually knitted it right this time. For a couple years there, I was knitting my knits and purls twisted, and I didn't realize it. And whenever I realized it, I decided, because I had worked on a sweater before that was done, I can't remember the name of the designer. Maybe I'll remember to put it here. I don't know. But there's a glare. I'm going to take my glasses off. But I twisted all the stitches, and so I wanted to do a sweater right. And this one, I did it from the top down, circular yoke, and added the sleeves after. I did not knit the sleeves before. I picked them up there. There's the seam, and I picked it up and went on and knitted them. For me, it is perfect. It fits perfectly. The only thing that I would change is the yarn, really. I did knit this to be really baggy. You see all the extra fabric. I did knit it to be baggy. What I did was I knit it according to my hip measurement instead of my bust measurement, which gave me a baggy sweater. I personally enjoy it. I love it. It works for me. The yarn, like I said, I would change if I had to do it over again, just because this is the third time that I have worn this sweater, and it is already fuzzy. The sweater is already fuzzy and pilling, and I don't like that. I don't know if you can tell all of the fuzz, but it is what it is. You use a cheap, affordable yarn, you risk having pilling and stuff like that. This is a whip. I'll show you in just a minute. I gotta pull it off to show you the other stuff, because I just piled everything up here. Okay, my other finished objects. I showed you last time I was on. I showed you this. This is the sea glass cowl. It is made out of my Funfetti base. Well, not Funfetti base. My Funfetti colorway. This is a number 2 sport weight non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool base. Some may find it scratchy or rustic or toothy. I don't. Personally, it doesn't bother me. But if you do have a sensitivity to that, you can use a different yarn if you would like to use superwash or even acrylic yarn. If you just pick out a number 2 weight yarn, and quite honestly, you can use any weight yarn you want. You just have to account for yardage and the size of it whenever you do, because if you do a number 1 weight yarn, then it's going to be smaller. If you do a number 5 weight yarn, it's going to be bigger. So you just have to account for that. But there is a video tutorial for this pattern as well as a PDF download in my Ravelry store. I didn't mention before, but anything that I talk about in this video, you will find links down in the description box down below. So, video tutorial, there is right-handed and left-handed tutorials for this pattern. I don't know, there you go. It is crocheted, and I would say that it would be good for a beginner. It's simple if you know how to double crochet. And there is front post and back post, single crochet, chain, and I think I did a little bit of decrease in there. So I would say a beginner could do it. And if not, follow the video tutorial and I'll show you how to do everything. So there's that. That's the sea glass cowl. Next was the sea glass beanie, and I showed you a version of it, and I ended up redoing it because I was not completely satisfied with it. Now I'm 100% completely satisfied with it. I absolutely love this hat. This is probably my favorite one that I've done. I did not put a pom-pom on it. You can put a pom-pom on it if you want, but I did not. I like it the way it is. This yarn is called Yarn Bee, the Soft Standards, and I believe this is colorway Fern Leaves. I have another skein behind me. I have a bucket of yarn behind me that I'm going through and trying to figure out what I'm going to do. But I do have a video tutorial, right-hand and left-handed videos for this pattern here, as well as a PDF download in my Ravelry store. And like anything else, links will be in the description box down below. But I made this one, and then I played with it. I used the same hook that's recommended in the pattern, but this one is classified as a number 3 weight. I would say it is a thin 4. It feels thicker than a 3, but it's classified as a 3. This is Lion Brand Scarfy, which I believe is classified as a 5. I used the same hook and followed the pattern exactly, and this is slightly bigger, which fits my husband. I think he has a 23-inch head. I have 22, so slightly bigger, and it fits my husband perfectly. And there's hair on it because I shed everywhere. This is Lion Brand Scarfy. I don't know the colorway. It's older. It was just a scrap piece that I had to make, and so you can definitely get at least one hat, if not 2, out of one skein. I know of at least one because all I had was a partial, and I got a full hat out of it. And then the soft standard, I still had leftovers after I was done, so you can get a full hat out of one skein of it. And then for the video tutorial, I did it in this color. This is a number 4 weight. I don't know what yarn this is. I want to say it's Bernat something. I'm not sure. But I did it in the 4 weight. And this one actually came out slightly slouchy in the 4 weight. But I followed the pattern to T with the same hook and everything. And this one I would say is a thick 4. So I'm going to say it's either Caron 1 pound or Bernat something. I'm not sure. But it was, again, scraps that I had. Made a full hat. I followed the pattern exactly. Video tutorial, right hand and left hand. I'm right-handed crocheter, but I know there are left-handed crocheters out there, and I want to make sure that everybody is able to follow along that wants to follow along. And that is all of the finished objects that I have for now. This one is an almost finished object. Take it off the hanger. I don't usually put my stuff on hangers, but I needed to put this away and I didn't have the space for it. So I put it on a hanger and hung it up for now. But I am working on this poncho. I did an extra long ribbed neck so that it will fold over. My favorite part is this cabling detail right there. Now I did a video tutorial on how to do a 6-stitch cable on my YouTube channel here. I did a tutorial for the 6-stitch cable. I did not do a tutorial for the 2-stitch cable, which is simple. It's basically a cross stitch and then the next row or round, you front post those stitches so that it keeps the twist. But there's the right there. There's the 2-stitch, right here. There is the 2-stitch cable, and then here's the 6-stitch cable, and then I put another 2-stitch cable on the other side. And so it's not finished yet. It would have already been finished if I had enough yarn. This is 2 cakes. I was born with wide shoulders, and so I have to, like my shirts, I love flannel or plaid shirts, the button-up shirts. I can't wear them unless I try them on beforehand because my shoulders are so wide and they make the shoulders narrow. And so I have to be careful with my garments, and so that's one of the reasons why I love making my own garments, is so I can make it to fit the way I want it for me. But if I was smaller, if my shoulders were more narrow, or I was a smaller person, this might be enough. But because of my size and everything, I think I would prefer the 3rd cake. But let's see if I can get this. Where's the, oh, there it is. Okay. This is a thumbnail, isn't it? It's more difficult to wear with a thick sweater underneath, but you can see how the cabling detail goes on the front, and it hits, you see where it hits on me. I think that I would like it just a little bit longer, so I'm going to wait to wrap the pattern up and everything after I have my 3rd cake. And you can see how the neck goes on it, which I absolutely love. This is using the Karen cakes. I think that's just the regular cakes that I used, but I showed this. I got these at Michael's when we went to St. Louis with his sister. JJ lives in St. Louis, and we went up there to visit her, and we went to Michael's, and I got 2 cakes while we were there. I got 2 blue and 2 purple, and I wish I would have gotten another purple, so I'm gonna either have to wait until we go back to St. Louis or order some off of Michael's. I've never ordered off of Michael's, so I don't know how easy it is, but that is that. Almost finished. Would have already been finished if I had enough yarn. Okay, 2 more things, and then we will talk about some other stuff. Okay, yay. I did not stop in the middle of a row. Okay, so I found if you look, no, it's not going to be on camera, but back here is a tub of yarn. The tub that I always talked about being in front of me whenever I video outside, well, on the porch. But in the tub was a skein of Mandela yarn. I don't know if this is colorway Unicorn. I didn't have a label on it, but I know it's Mandela. I don't know where the label went to, but I found a skein of that. I think I have 2, but only seen 1 at the moment. And I decided to pick up my knitting needles. I thought, since I finished my sweater and got a couple hats done, that since I was a good girl, that I could cast on something else. So I cast on a shawl. And I'm not following any pattern. This is my own pattern, and it will be written up as I go. Once I finish it, I will set it out for testers, but what I've got going here, this is plain stockinette with a simple detail in the front here. This is the center of the shawl. This is where the increases is, and yeah, I started down here. It's bottom up. you start down here with 3 stitches and you work your way through till you have all of this. And what I'm going to do after, because it rolls in on itself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this whole entire cake and do the body of the shawl, and then I'm going to come in, if I can find the other skein, I'm going to use another one of those, or find a coordinating gray color and pick up the stitches on the sides, this side, and then after I finish it, I'll pick up the stitches on this side. But I'll pick up the stitches on the side and do a lace stitch on one side, bind off, and then do it over here on this side, which will widen out the shawl even more and help the edges to lay flat. And so I have an image in my head of what I want it to look like. I just got to get it pulled out into fabric now. I am using a size 6, which is a 4mm knitting needle. These are my I've had them for months, still new to me, Nitpicks knitting needles. I do have an affiliate link down in the description box below where you can find these. It is an affiliate link, like I said. I do not earn very much commission, but if you do click on the link below, it will, if you purchase from Nitpicks, I will receive a small commission at no charge to you, which will help me run the podcast and be able to continue giving y'all patterns and do videos and stuff like that. So that is just a heads up if you do click on the links. And all my affiliate links are labeled in the description box, so if I have an affiliate link down below, it will always say affiliate link, so you know if what is what. If I'm getting commission off of it or whatever, you'll know. Next, I've been working on this for a while, and I am finally to the part of splitting for sleeves. After I did this, I was so inspired and very happy. I was so afraid of whenever I was doing the yoke for this that the sleeves wouldn't fit right. And after I got done with this sweater and it fit right and was like, wow, I was like, I need to start another sweater, because if I can do this for myself, then I might be able to write a pattern, grade it, and be able to do it for you. And so I dyed some yarn up, and I was really inspired to cast on another sweater, and I did, and I'm in love. I am so in love with this. I have one more round to do, and then I can split off for the sleeves and start on stockinette body island. And the sleeves are going to be stockinette, and the body is going to be stockinette. And then the yoke of the sweater has this gorgeous detail to it, which I will show you how to do once I get to the point of grading this and it's coming closer to being released. I will put out a video on how to do this textured stitch here, so it will help you in the process of making your sweater. Maybe, just maybe, I'll remember to cut right here and you can see me try on the yoke, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish the last round, and then I'm going to put my stitches on waste yarn and try on the yoke and hope that it is the right size for me. If it is, then we can go on to body island and sleeve island, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can pump this out before the month is over. On to the yarn that I'm using. The yarn that I'm using is my fingering weight base. This is 75-25 blend, which is perfect for socks. In fact, I have knit socks out of mine. And I believe Doug's socks are made out of my fingering weight base. It may be made out of my DK, but I'm pretty sure it's fingering. Hold on. I feel a sneeze coming on. Nope, it disappeared. But I dyed 2 skeins or 2 hanks of this, and I don't know if you can tell it, but the subtle speckling, oh, there it is. I did a semi-solid gray, silver gray on the whole entire thing, and then I speckled it with one color, and when I did, the color broke. And so not only do I have speckles of pink, but I have speckles of like a blue purple in here, and there's spots of darker gray and spots of lighter gray, almost white. I am in love with this colorway. I don't have a name for it yet. I'm thinking Stormy is what I'm going to name it, but it is probably my favorite one that I've dyed so far. And I dyed 2 skeins. This is one, and this is what I have left of the first one for doing the yoke. And then I have this one. I'm going to have to dye at least 1 more skein for myself, which I think is awesome. If I can make a whole sweater with 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn for my size, that's awesome. Because I like my clothes to fit on the looser side, so I usually wear a large or a 1X. And because I like my stuff baggy. And so for me to get a garment fitted the way I like it and only take 3 skeins of yarn, 3 fingering weight skeins, I'm impressed. I already have the numbers and everything figured out to grade this pattern. I just have to write it out for I have to do the writing part. I've already did the numbers part. I just got to do the writing part now. But yeah, I did for the neck. What I did was knit 1, purl 1, but I did the knits in the back loop, which twists it, which I prefer for my ribbing. And whenever you see my ribbing, unless I am following a pattern, my ribbing will always be knit 1, purl 1, because I prefer knit 1, purl 1. Okay, I still got time. But yeah, I am using a size 2, which is a 2.75 millimeter knitting needle. These are my Chiaogus. I think this is the first time I've actually used my Chiaogus. I'm not for sure, but I think. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to get the yoke part done, because there won't be any more purling until I get to the ribbing for this sweater. I prefer not to purl if I can help it. Even though this is beautiful and I am glad that I did it, I'm glad that it's over too. So, that's it. That's all I got. I was going to talk to you about it. I found a platform, because I've been iffy about having a website, because right now my business is small. Website can cost hundreds of dollars depending on where you go, and you want the website to be safe, because for me, a website means not only do I have a blog that I write and put patterns on, but I also sell products on it. And in order to sell product on a website, you have to make sure that everything is secure so nobody steals your information, because I would be heartbroken if I let something like that happen. You know, I know that it wouldn't be my fault, but I don't want to risk that. So I've been back and forth with websites. Thought about starting on Etsy, but I don't like the cost that they charge you to put your product on their website. I know that it's their website and they can do whatever they want, but like they charge you 20 cents to put a product, to just list the product, and then they take 5% for this, and so much for that. They've got like 3 or 4 different percentages that they take out of what you sell after you make the sale. And then they charge you 20 cents per listing whenever you list something. And then if it doesn't sell in time, and it has to auto renew, or if it has to renew, they charge you another 20 cents. And while 20 cents here and 20 cents there doesn't seem like that big of a deal, they've got a thing on there, unless they've changed it, they've got a thing on there that you will be at the bottom of the advertisement list, or whatever it's called, if you don't comply with free shipping on orders $30 or more. And while $30 or more, that's not that big of a deal. And for me, I could probably do it. But it's the point that of how they handle things. I don't necessarily agree with it. So I looked into it, and I set up the shop. I don't have listings on there or anything, but it just, nothing would work out for me. It wasn't working out like I wanted it to. And so I'm taking that as it doesn't need to happen right now. But I went searching, and one of the designers, Jennifer Steingass, I figured it out. Okay, I knit a sweat. Okay, the designer I was talking about earlier that I couldn't remember their name, Jennifer Steingass. I am in her newsletter, and one of the ways that she sells her patterns is through Gumroad. Gumroad is a platform that you can sell whatever, however, depending on what you need. Yes, they do take a percentage out, but it's a flat rate, and the more you sell, the cheaper it gets. And instead of charging you more, the more sales you get, the cheaper it gets. And so, and they don't charge you anything until you make a sale. And so, you know, it's all of these, and to me, for somebody just starting out, that would be the route that I would take. And I set up an account on it to start working on it. I had one on Big Cartel, but I didn't necessarily like the way they did. I didn't like the platform. It wasn't for me, so I will be shutting that one down and redirecting you to Gumroad. I do have quite a bit of yarn that I have dyed up, and I have stitch markers and things like that that I am working on putting together so that I can put them in the shop. Once the shop is live and I have stuff on there, I will let you know. But as of right now, today is March 2nd, and the big cartel links will not be working anymore after this week, probably. So, and I don't think there's anything in there that is active. Everything is done in there. But I will be redirecting you to Gumroad because it looks secure and safe, and I don't have to worry about any of the credit card stuff. They handle all of that. That's on them. And so it will be easier. And not only can I sell my products on there, I can also have blog posts and what looks like a blog. And so I can have products, I can have memberships, I can have a blog, I can have everything. And from the looks of it, I can use that one platform to build my business the way I would like to. And so I'm hoping by next month, we've got some stuff going on this month, but I'm hoping by next month I will not only have my product out for you to be able to purchase if you would like to, but I'm hoping to start once a month putting a pattern on the blog portion of it. Once a month putting one pattern for free on there for you to go and look at if you want. I have my patterns on Ravelry, and I have them on Love Crafts. I do have them on Love Crafts, or most of them, if you want to look at that. But if you have problems with Ravelry for whatever reason. I hear people get migraines and stuff like that from it. If you do, I will be slowly transferring my patterns over to Gumroad as well. They'll still be on Ravelry. They're not going anywhere. In fact, I will continue to put my patterns on Ravelry, but you will have the option to purchase them on Gumroad as well if you want. And once it is live and I have everything set up, I will be sure to leave a link down in the description box. Hopefully I'll remember to put one in this video. If not, check out the next video that I put out and it should have a link to it. Or I will do a separate video whenever it is live and ready, and there will be a link in the description box where you can go and check out everything. But yeah. Is there any more administration? Oh. I am going to dye up some of this. Once I have this pattern graded and it's published, I plan on doing kits for it. And so I plan on dyeing this color. And if there is another color that you would like to see this sweater in, you can see here. If there is another color that you would like to see the sweater in, let me know in the description box, and I will be happy to make kits for you. If you want if you want purple or blue or yellow or pink, whatever color it is that suits your fancy, put it down in the description. Put it down in the comments below and let me know. That way I can take into consideration what it is that you would like to see. Because if you don't like what's being put out, then what's the point in me trying? I want to make sure that not only am I enjoying what I'm making and what I'm dyeing and what I'm putting out, I want you to be able to enjoy it as well. So if you have any comments, anything that you would like to see in the future videos, if there is a pattern that you want me to check out and give my review on, if there's yarn, if there's a stitch that you would like to learn and you need a video tutorial for it, whatever. If there's something that you have on your mind, put it down in the comment section below and let me know. That way I can put the content out that suits my audience, suits you. And so, yeah. I think that's everything. And, yeah. Alright. I will see you another day. Y'all go do something fun for yourselves. Today is March 2nd. I won't be putting this out till Friday, which will be the 4th, I believe. But yeah, go do something fun this weekend. The weather, I don't know about where you're at, but the weather here is starting to warm up and be beautiful. It is the perfect weather. You could wear a light jacket or not, and you would be just fine. I'm starting to see flowers bloom. It's just beautiful right now. And it's finally warm enough that I don't feel icky with videoing. Because when I'm cold, I don't want to do anything. I can't knit and crochet when my hands are cold. My joints hurt. And so now that it's warming up means that we can do a lot more. So, yeah. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Like I said, if you have anything to tell me, if you have questions or if you want to see something specific, leave it in the comments section. And I will see y'all probably next week. I probably won't do a podcast episode, but I will put a video out. I'm going to try to do a podcast episode every other week, twice a month, or at least once a month, to kind of keep you up to date with what I'm making. That way you can kind of get a gist of everything. I do have some secret projects that I have made that are not here at the moment that will be coming this month. So be on the lookout. So it would be next week. A new pattern is coming out, and then 2 weeks after that, another pattern will be coming out. So be on the lookout for that, and y'all have a wonderful day. Stay crafty, everyone.